I read in a book once about the role of how being able to recover and what the role of being able to recover plays in our ability to reach peak performance. And I think the book might actually have been called Peak Performance, but it was a book about peak performance and how the ability to recover and how quickly you recover and what effect that has on the outcomes you can create. And they did this study, I love this. They did this study on tennis players and how the best tennis players in the world are able to get their heart rates and their emotions and their energy back to base levels in literally the mere moments between losing a point and the next serve. And that this ability to recover to what us non-tennis player mere mortals feels like instantaneous, and how it's one of the key indicators to their success. So the question to ask yourself and the thing to look at is, how fast do you recover? Because we're in the business world, not the sports world here, but I think this has really wide-reaching implications, because here's what happened. It's always something that happened. Here's what happened. I had an issue with my bank yesterday. Totally freaked out for a minute. Didn't know what to do. Like, I was not happy. Then I remembered I can just call them. Barely waited on hold. Talked to a very nice man, very helpful man. Got it all resolved, right? Got his instructions on what to do today, that I had to finish up this process. Carried on my day yesterday. Easy peasy lemon brizzy, zero problems. Yay. This morning, I did what he told me to do and found out that those were the wrong instructions. That all evidence, as far as I could see, was pointing to the fact that this very upsetting problem that I had was not resolved. And in fact, from my perspective, might not get to be resolved in my favor. This is not the first time this bank did something like this. There's been a couple of times where this has happened with them, but it's been over several decades, which is why I'm still with them. And I'm not convinced any other large bank is any better, truthfully. And we don't need to go into the details of the whole banking world and the annoyance with them, because that could be its own series, right? Today I was mad. Yesterday, I was concerned. Today, this morning, I was mad. I jumped through more of their hoops. I talked to very nice people who, as I've learned, may or may not know what they're actually doing. And now I have to wait until tomorrow to find out if this situation is resolved. Okay, so that was like at 8 o'clock this morning. I had a project that I was really excited to dig into this morning. I have some great momentum going into this. I'm so excited about this. It's literally the new backbone to what I'm doing with my business. I carved out a big chunk of time this morning to get into it. And it's creative work. It's stuff that it's really important to me, and I want to do a really good job at it. And it takes concentration and thinking things through. And now I had adrenaline pumping through my system, right? And I was distracted because I was very busy collecting a list of names of people I could text, DM, and maybe even call to spout out off on how annoyed I was at this bank. Can you believe it? Right? I was in that mode. Sound familiar, right? Sound familiar? I'm happy to report to you that I only lost about an hour total to this situation, and that includes the phone calls and the time on hold and all the conversations. Because here's the thing. Something is always going to happen. Something is always going to happen. And if I'm honest with myself, if I wasn't so excited about what I had planned for this morning, I really, as pissed as I was this morning, my level of annoyance very, very easily could have distracted me for longer than it did. Very easily. But something is always going to happen. The bank is always going to mess up. We've proven that. The people at the bank are going to be nice and sound confident and still have no idea what they're doing. I have proven that with this bank over and over again. Traffic is going to make you late. Tech. tech is going to blow up and do all sorts of things that make you absolutely crazy. Something is always going to happen. How fast you can recover and get back to the things that make a difference is everything. How fast can you recover and get back to showing up in full service of your clients? How fast can you go from 3 no's in a row on sales calls so that you can show up as your best self in that 4th sales call and give you and that prospect the best possibility of connecting and resolving whatever it is you resolve for your clients? What can you do to recover faster? My go-to is to take the dog for a walk. I work from home. My go-to whenever I'm able is to go outside and take the dog for a walk. Deep breaths, right? Oxygen solves all sorts of chemicals in the body. You can do gratitudes. You can do visioning. You can do affirmations of everything that's going great. My suggestion is to have something at the ready. Know ahead of time what helps you recover faster. Like, I'm mad enough at the bank. I'm already mad enough. It's bad enough that what they did to so-called help me might end up like costing me $1,000. So this isn't like an even made up mad. This is a significant mad. I don't need to compound the outcomes I don't want by letting it ruin my day, by letting it ruin my effort, by letting it ruin my excitement. Something will always happen. Don't let it ruin all of the things that you're working to make happen. How fast you can recover is absolutely everything in terms of a tool to create your resilience.